We can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So easily
We
affected.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
Well, Kurt said this, and I said, I don't know Kurt, but he's signing autographs on Farmington Road. I don't think he's going to be the savior of UNM football.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good JuJu.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good JuJu, the show that doesn't judge based on the size of a man's unit. Remember that topic this week?
Yeah,
That was one
absolutely.
topic this week. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, check out our merch shop, and spread the word if you don't mind. We're on the socials at Good JuJu Bets, and you can access all our content via our website, goodjujubets.net. We're beyond excited for today's show. The Eric Rosenthal is joining us. Not that other Eric Rosenthal that Tim of the Better Life had on. First, I think we should probably kick things off, Eric, by explaining what I just meant to the audience. Does that sound fair?
That sounds great.
All right. So RJ was doing his thing, having his morning coffee, listening to his podcast. He does the thing. You should be following us on the socials because he sends out, hey, this is my morning listen. This is what I'm checking out for my local podcast. And so he sent out his tweet because Tim of the Better Life, which is a friend of the show, we've been on his show, he's been on our show.
Yep.
He had on Eric Rosenthal. Who is Eric Rosenthal? He's a sports gambler who also mixes in promos from like travel and things like that. He's tied in with TravelZorg. I don't know. Are you familiar? Eric, did you look up the other Eric Rosenthal?
I did look him up. I hate him with a passion. He's my rival.
He is. Well,
That's awesome.
isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
He is. He is definitely his new rival. So, Eric, you reached out to us and you were like, you know what? He had on Eric Rosenthal. I want to be on too. So I said, anytime I have an opportunity to make a new friend, let's have him on and let's learn who he is. So that gets us to having you on. Eric, it's really a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, no. I'm excited. It's been fun already, off air and now on air. I'm already laughing and smiling. So excited to have a fun time with you guys and get into sports betting, and just more laughs.
Good, because my first questions have very little to do with sports betting, if we're being quite honest. Is Shane considering the University of New Mexico?
Ooh, talking about my brother, Shane.
I mean, I sure hope so. So quick for the audience, his brother is an elite high school wide receiver.
No, choo-choo. I mean, choo-choo. We got to bleep that out. That's awesome.
Yeah, he plays give me the school again in California, correct?
Newbury Park High School.
I know this because you seem to be a very proud older brother.
Very, very proud. And this Friday is biggest game of the season. It's to go to the state championship against our rival Thousand Oaks. So I'm nervous and excited and hyped.
So Thousand Oaks, that's a nationally known high school, correct?
I don't know about. I mean, it's a good school. I actually went there for 2 years as well. I went to both schools, Newbury Park and Thousand Oaks. So, but no loyalty for TO. I'm all Newbury Park all the time now with my brother putting up records and having a great season.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and so I'm going to say, as a Lobo grad, if he wants to consider the University of New Mexico, I'm just saying. I was talking to my good friend Brian Urlacher last week, right?
That's right.
He was roommates with New Mexico's head coach, Danny Gonzalez. And Danny Gonzalez is quite the guy, according to Brian Urlacher. He also says the program's kind of hosed, so maybe you shouldn't go there. I don't know. I mean, in terms of resources, Shane could probably find a place with better resources.
Yeah.
Tell them to make an offer. We'll see.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into the real business of having you on then here, Eric. So we looked into you, right? You had Page 2 Sports listed as something you were the founder of. You're tied in with DraftKings, coach, football, basketball, those sorts of things. How do you have 65,000 Twitter followers?
It was easier to get followers back in the day. I started on Twitter, just messing around, giving my opinion on sports, making jokes, talking shit, about what was going on in the world. And as I started my website, things kind of grew simultaneously, and followers started to add up. Some tweets were going viral and stuff, and being addicted to the app was also very helpful. Just tweeting nonstop to a degree that I would not recommend anybody in this world ever do. So that's kind of how things got started, and then just years of grinding on Twitter all day and all night. Again, like way too much.
So let me ask this then:
awesome.
what is your gambit within the world of gambling? Because that is what your account is focused primarily on, correct?
Yeah, it definitely was for a while. You know, switch things here and there as I get older and have other priorities come up in life. But yeah, I think I was always somebody who looked for advantage spots in sports betting when I had a knowledge gap against the book or friends, whether it was props, lines, anything like that. And I think lines are getting a lot harder, but that's taking advantage of, you know, mispriced lines is something I've done a lot of in my life.
Yeah, so I had a question actually about college football, because that's where I kind of find the discrepancy to be the largest amongst books. So I noticed, I play a lot of player props, and one of the things I've noticed is that a lot of the books have, I wouldn't say huge, but 10+% discrepancy in, let's say, receiving rushing yard props. When you were playing college football specifically, you mentioned player props, so I assumed you played player props. Did you ever try to middle a lot of the times? Like if you noticed a big discrepancy, and I'm just having a difficult time determining what percentage difference would be a recommended middle.
So I think in college football specifically, I think it's really, really hard to get a good price on the middle. I think the variance is so large on like yards. People are putting up crazy numbers. Hundreds of yards, or they might put up 0. You never know. I think if you like a side, I think it's better, especially in college, to just take that side where the better price is and not try to middle. I mean, occasionally it can happen where you get, a mistake or there's an injury and one book doesn't update and the other does, and you can get, a 20-yard difference in the middle. But in general, I think it's a lot harder, especially in college sports, to find that. And, as things grow, books are so fast now that there's not really those middle opportunities, especially for a lengthy period of time. I mean, if you're on it, you can click the buttons like within seconds, sure, but I think the better move is, take the side you like, if you like a side a lot, and find the better price at one of the two books.
That's a good example, because I had come across a passing prop middle that was, I think, like 45 yards, but the total was really low, like it was 212.5 and like 174.5, something like that, and he ended up throwing like 112. So I was all excited about to get this nice middle. That's like 20 almost 25% middle, and he didn't even come close to even hitting that lower over.
Yeah, I think like it's just so wide, like what people put up, especially in college sports. Like you just said, in the NFL, I think that the ranges are a lot tighter. So I think if you ever get a 40-yard middle in the NFL, I think that, maybe that's a good spot. But in college, just, take the under on that too. What would you say? I forget the number, 2 or whatever.
Yeah, 212.
212, and let it ride there.
Yeah, good call.
Okay.
Let's bring in
This
Juicy.
is RJ, by the way.
Hey there.
RJ, what's up?
I errantly tagged you in a post. Thank you for joining us.
How'd the volleyball go?
Oh, yeah. Hazel scored.
Oh, wait,
nice.
Volleyball or basketball?
Basketball, yeah.
Basketball. Did they win or lose?
38-4 or something.
38-4, they won, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
good.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if my daughter scored one of the only 2
I
baskets.
was going to say, I was more impressed if their team had scored 4.
Yeah. So apologies for being late. Thank you for leaving the door open.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for joining us.
I had over 43.5. So.
Yeah. What a sweat.
Okay, so Eric, is that the same reason then that we're always told not to tease college football, but teasing NFL football is somewhat viable, even though it's becoming less so apparently?
Yeah, when the totals are way higher in college football, like you had Oregon, USC at like 74.5 last week, it's just not worth it to basically ever tease those games. The variance is just way too high on these plays. Like the rare time actually was like that Iowa Rutgers game. I think a blowout when the total was 29.5 or something. Even the total maybe was teasable there. I think actually if you teased either way you would have won there. But when these totals are like in the 70s or 60s, even if they're lower, just the variance is so much higher in college football, it's almost never valuable except, like I said, in those rare occasions where you got like a total like under 30 to ever tease in college football. And then in the NFL, I think you can tease, but the only times I'd recommend it is on what are called long teasers. If you guys know that term.
Yeah.
I don't want to explain to you guys, be sure you guys already know. So
Let's have that. If you wouldn't mind explaining that for the audience. I think we probably are familiar, but not everyone maybe.
Sure, yeah. So the valuable times to tease on an NFL game is to get either a favorite down from 8.5, 8, or 7.5 down to under a field goal. And so you're crossing the 7 and crossing the 3.
Right, for instance, taking a team that's an underdog by like 1.5 points or 2 or 2.5 points, and then teasing them up across the 3 and across the 7. So you get the most valuable points on either side of that. And traditionally, those have been, plus EV spots. Not always, but in general, you're going to get pretty good value there. And teasing outside of that spot just is never worth it. Teasing inside of it, if you just do it blindly, you're going to about break even. And if you find like good spots, especially if you line shop and maybe, a team's minus 8.5 and they're really 9.5 favorites or something like that, you can get, plus EV on that.
So the Wong teaser, you can basically blindly tail it and come out about even?
Yeah, if you just grab those just blindly without looking, you're coming out basically even. I mean, of course, there's going to be big variance, day to day, week to week, but if you just do it without looking, you're still going to basically break even.
Are we assuming a minus 120 here, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, if you can get minus 110, I think that's basically gone from the world, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's hard to find 120 anymore.
Yeah.
DraftKings.
It's ridiculous. But if you can get that minus 20, you're still about breaking even. If you can find minus 110 anywhere, again, I don't know if it even exists now. Even blindly, it's a pretty good spot to be in, and you can always, live hedge and things like that during a game if you find a good spot. So
between the college game and NFL, what's your preference?
I'm an NFL guy. I mean, I love college football. I'm excited to watch every Saturday and Tuesday action and Wednesday action and everything else. I'm addicted to it. But in the end, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, die hard, and I think nothing's better than the NFL.
Way to bury the lead, pal.
Right. Well, thanks for coming on.
That's that.
If you check out our prior episode, we interviewed the fantastic and glorious Colleen Kane, Bears Chicago Tribune beat reporter. We are diehard Bears fans here, but we'll forgive you. No, I'm kidding, Eric. So, wait, California guy, Packers fan. All right, we're going to detour real quick. Tell us how it happened.
Brainwashed since I was a child to be a Packers fan. I was going to Packer games with my mom before I can even remember. We went to, whether it was in Green Bay or locally. I guess there wasn't a team in LA then, but whether it was San Diego or sometimes we would go on a vacation to random Packers games. I was indoctrinated as a child, never missed a game from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, watched every single game the Packers ever played since I was 2, and probably before I can even remember. So my mom forced it on me, and then I forced it on my 2 younger brothers, Blake and Shane. So they're diehard Packers fans in Southern California too.
So this is good because I feel like we essentially have a Packers insider here. So let's get some. We can go behind enemy lines here. And what's the scoop on Jordan Love?
So you guys, as Bears fans, would know this really well, watching terrible quarterbacks for your whole lives. It really makes me. This isn't I've got no problem with Jordan Love. It's not his fault. He seems like an okay quarterback, but it's kind of like it's really, really hard to not watch an MVP all-time great at quarterback on every snap, expecting that he's going to throw a touchdown on any play, or if you go down 7 or 14, you're like, oh, we'll still win. It's really, really hard to watch the guy. And I know that, I know that it's like not reasonable, and I know every other NFL fan deals with this on a weekly or yearly basis. They don't have that guy, but I can't. It's really, really tough for me to watch Jordan Love. Like, again, nothing against the guy. I'm just used to greatness, and watching this mediocre play it hurts my soul.
We feel so.
Oh, boy, Eric. I feel terrible for you. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Send this guy a basket of fruit.
I turned 40 years old a week ago. I still can't tell you who the best Bears quarterback of my life is, and because it might be Jay Cutler still.
It's definitely Jay Cutler.
It's definitely Jay Cutler. He's the best quarterback of my life. And you're sitting here going, oh, man, really hard being a Green Bay Packers fan right now.
Season.
It's rough.
That was fun.
Okay. All right. We're moving on from that. It says you... We got to recover here. Here we go. All right. Eric Rosenthal. So you've been into NFL gambling for, I believe I saw at one point you were posted publicly as having gambling for 8+ years, having bet a substantial amount of money over that time. You say you've backed up off somewhat recently. What are you doing these days? Like, are you not gambling much, or what's the situation for you today?
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder nowadays. I think that lines are a lot sharper. Information back in the day, and I was doing a lot of daily fantasy sports back in the day, and it was so easy because there was just information mismatch between, whether it was sports books or other people in the world and what I had access to through contacts and through just Twitter. People didn't know that, like, random beat reporters would tweet some guys out 3 minutes before the game and nobody would know but me. So you can just adjust on props and things like that. So not the same, and I'll definitely be stopping now that my brother's going to be playing college football in a year. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but definitely won't be. I'm not going to be risking anything. Let's get that on the record in the NFL. If there's an open spot or a good Wong teaser situation, I'll definitely still hit it, but a lot less than back in the day when I think the information mismatch was really, really big.
We're going to be following Shane Rosenthal. We're going to be following your account. We better expect some funny, insightful, sports-related content. We're going to be shooting stuff your way. We hope you interact with us. We're going to have a great time with it. Eric, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had fun with us, and we'll talk soon.
Can I give one more shout-out to, if you want to follow my Instagram page, at NFL Trash Talkers.
Oh, okay.
I'm in it.
All right, so we're going to follow at Good JuJu Bets on Instagram, and we're going to follow at
NFL Trash Talkers.
NFL Trash Talker on Instagram. And
that sounds like my kind of thing, right?
Yes, it does. And at Eric Sports on Twitter. Thank you so much for joining us, Eric. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Eric.
Bye, Eric.
Good luck Saturday.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks once again to Eric for joining us. That was an awesome interview. What'd you think there, Kurt?
I loved it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun talking to him. RJ, thank you for joining us. I know you had to hustle to make it. We got caught up on that. I don't know if that's going to make it or hit the cutting room floor, but
yeah, right. Heard that.
We'll see. So
go St. Phil's.
Yeah, go St. Phil's. Dominated that basketball game. I don't think we need to discuss that twice, though. So we're gonna 86 that topic for now, and we're gonna get into our regular agenda. We got a couple of new hot garbage takes because now that I let it into the show, Kurt does not want to ever let it go.
That is true. I don't ever want to go another show without a hot garbage take.
LOL.
We also have another random casino report. We met up with a football legend. And guess what? ESPNBet is here, and they're giving out free bets like candy. So let's talk about what we're going to do with those free bets. Sound good, fellas?
Love it.
Can't wait.
Okay, let's kick things off with hot garbage. Kurt, do you need your notes, or do you want to dive right into this topic?
Let's get right into the nitty gritty. I'm glad I have a partner in crime in this one, though. Looking at you, Juice. Hot garbage take of the week. So I'm sure I'm the only person on planet Earth that was watching the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants game because it was an absolutely
just losing by 40 points.
Curb stomping, right? Unbelievable. So I, being the degenerate gambler that I am, I have a lot of wagers on this game. I mean, I've got players over receiving yards, under receiving yards, team totals.
That's silly.
Terrible game. So you knew I was all over it.
So many angles.
There were so many angles to attack because no one knew what to expect.
Well, we kind of knew the Cowboys were going to win that game. We didn't know they were going to
they were 17-point favorites.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I bet Giants plus 17.5.
I saw that.
It was my only bet of the game. Thank you, Joey Tunes.
So
when tailing goes
I was
wrong.
like, I can't believe this guy's actually giving me 17 and a half. I'm going to do this. Okay, I did it.
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Well, you win some, you lose.
Win some, lose
He
some.
did follow that up with Raiders +1 on the Sunday night game.
Oh, okay. So you got there.
Right.
You got it back.
I'm not mad at you, Joey. We still love you. Go ahead.
So, fourth quarter, right? Cowboys are up 5 touchdowns, right? It's 42-7. Okay. You and I, Juice, have the Giants team total under 1.5 touchdowns.
Oh my god!
And there's a point in this game that I'm watching. I'm just kind of like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we going to end this game, or what's going to happen here? And what happens is Mike McCarthy and the Giants head coach, Daboll, they get into basically a pissing match. So, and it gets to the point where the announcers are like, this is going to be a very ugly handshake at the end of the game.
What do you mean by this? You've said this to me several times, and I don't know what you mean. What's their pissing match?
So their pissing matches is each one of them is trying to rub and run up the score on the other one.
Brian
the remainder of the
Daboll
game.
is trying to run up the score.
He's
on
trying to make
McCarthy.
it look respectable.
He's doing anything different than he already would be, which is desperately trying to do anything to show any sign of respectability.
So
Of course.
McCarthy's running up the score.
McCarthy's running up the score, but then it goes back to Daboll, right? Because Daboll's like, dude, what are you doing? You're scoring another touchdown with 2 minutes to go in a hurry-up offense up 35 points, right? Because that's how it kind of went.
That's
the
hilarious.
Cowboys got the ball back up 32 points and went and scored, but ran a 2-minute hurry-up drill.
Wow.
And had CeeDee Lamb in the game and throwing him 30-yard passes.
Was Dak in the game?
They took Dak out. They put Cooper Rush in.
So what? CeeDee Lamb's got some incentives, or
I don't know, but they were throwing the ball all over the field. Michael Gallup caught a 30-yarder. So they go for it on 4th down.
The Cowboys?
The Cowboys in Giants territory. They go for it on 4th down, and they end up scoring a touchdown. And so Daboll gets the ball back, and he's like, there's 2 minutes left. There's 1 timeout. Just run the clock out, and we can go home. No. We're going to throw 11 times in a row, go right down the field, and score a touchdown with 6 seconds left.
He might as well do that.
Yeah. Daboll's doing that no matter what.
Like, this
You
might
think
be
so?
this might be Timmy DeVito's last game ever, right?
Don't you besmirch Tommy.
Tommy's his name.
Tommy DeVito.
Is he related?
To Danny? He's from Jersey. You would
gotta
think.
be. No. Is he a real short guy?
I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. He can't be that short.
Can't be that short.
Danny
All right.
DeVito could not see over the linemen when they're hunched.
So
He's terrible.
anyway, yeah.
I would think most coaches just are like, let's get the hell out of here and go home, right? We're down 40 points. Like,
I don't know.
let's just run the ball and go home.
Kurt lost a bet. Hot garbage. You have one.
I lost the bet too. It was less than hot garbage.
You lost the bet too.
Yes. But I'm over it.
Did you feel like you needed to rant about it?
I had no idea what had happened, so I just lost the bet. And it was very normal.
I'm on it like a hawk.
I lose a lot of bets every day, so I thought nothing of it.
I will tell you what is hot garbage. What is hot garbage is the New York Giants. They are absolutely
They're the worst team in the league.
Are they going to catch the Panthers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. RJ, what's your hot garbage? Smooth transition.
Smooth. All right. So we went ahead and visited the old local casino this last weekend. Peter and I, Big Stevie. And of course, we hit the craps table. And my hot garbage is JuJu talking boxmen. And it's like, a little playful banter is cool. I appreciate that. But it's not my first time in here. I'm not going to belay the odds 5 times on my come bets. I don't necessarily have to hear about it. But not only that, he goes, well, if you like burning money on fire, it's like, okay.
Then play the 6 and 8? Is that what it is?
No. I was doing the little come bet thing and not playing the odds on them.
Oh, okay.
Right? Just like playing the come bet just to get the advantage on these 7 and 11. And it's like, okay. And his comment was, if you like burning money on fire, I've got some other ways we could do that. And it's like, okay, pal. Like, we're already here playing this negative EV game for funsies. Like, I don't really need that commentary. So I told him, don't worry, Uncle Boyd's going to get the money anyway.
And what did he say?
I don't know. Something stupid.
I will say that is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I get the same flack from the craps dealers as well.
Yeah, no odds. So
Yeah.
you have to bet 5 times the odds to overcome the difference in the place bet and the come bet.
Yeah, no,
You tracking?
yeah, no thanks.
Right. It's like, hey, bud, you see how much money I have in my change jar here?
Yeah, Pete, what are your thoughts on the
There might be 2 listeners who understand a word of what you just said. I'm going to do this for you.
Spell
One
it out.
night, last Friday, RJ and I went to the boat. We played a game called Craps. You roll dice, you hope for certain outcomes. There are a million ways to play it. But the person who works there
yes?
insists to us that if you don't do this one exact thing and nothing else, you are a blatant moron. But it is more fun to do other things. So we do.
A lot of other things.
Everything RJ just said, I could barely keep up with. And I was there with him. So when you're wondering why I'm holding the microphone now, doing his hot garbage bit for him, it is because he did not prepare for this properly.
Aha. Check. Well done, RJ.
Which is crazy because you're a great storyteller.
Yeah, well, I put a mic in front of me.
Yeah, when he
So,
prepares.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't even care.
He's totally over it.
So let's discuss that. Okay. So we talked a little bit of football here. That was wonderful. We did have a night out and we had the pleasure of gambling. And
You say pleasure.
we say pleasure.
It was awesome.
But once again, I went to the boat and I left a loser and I hate it. The only thing worth doing at the boat, I am convinced, is the slop hole.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So real quick, I don't know if you know this about our friend Breezy, but he has a favorite slot machine.
Is that so?
It is. And this guy, okay, that's hilarious for one.
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird one for 2.
No, it's a great slot machine. You get the max payout. It's almost $14,000, but it's only a $3 max spin.
I know what machine this is.
It's unbelievable.
Sky wheel. I love the sky wheel. Give me that sky wheel, baby.
So yeah, he looks at me and he's like, all right, let's go play a slot machine. I'm like, okay, great. Which one do you want to play? He's like, follow me.
I did it to you the week prior, didn't I?
And I'm like, where are we going? All the way to the back of the top floor, and it's just like, oh, this is it. He's like, yep, here it is. This is it. You have a favorite slot machine. That's super fun. Good for you.
Yeah, but you won't believe what happened.
What happened?
Banger.
I'll tell the story.
Yeah,
we get
go
up
ahead,
there.
go ahead.
I put the money in. So, okay, first of all,
Is it just
group slot holes.
So Stevie's in on it too.
Stevie did not want to do it.
No.
Sucker.
Sucker.
So, group slot holes are a lot of fun. They're pretty cheap and it takes a while to go through it. And if you win something big, you win something big. And if you lose it, it's a very small amount each person loses.
Yeah. And we were getting kind of our butts kicked at the craps table. So it was time for a change of pace.
So we put in the $40, 20 each. We started hitting the button. He's like, all right, how do you want to do this? I'm like, well, you hit Mac button and then you press the button. So then we go through and we go through. And it was my 3rd time pressing the button. I hit the button and boom, 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 sky wheel. I get a sky wheel on my 3rd roll. Unfortunately, it starts going around and it doesn't hit any of the jackpots. It doesn't even hit the bonus. All it hits is a number square. It says 6,000 on it. And I'm like, okay. But then it starts spinning on the inside. Then the inside spins and it goes to 3x. And it pays us out on our 3rd roll. We were sitting on $215 on a $40 buy-in.
Yeah. That was it. There was no bonus spins or anything. I don't even remember the feature.
No, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
One small thing took us from $38 up to $215. We played it down to $200 and cashed out.
Yeah.
Banger.
Well, that was my next question because I'm guessing this is how the scenario played out. You are saying cash out, and had you not been there, and Pete was by himself, every last $200 that he won would have gone back.
No,
on the
I have a
spins.
strategy now.
Oh,
You play through the jackpot. when you get that jackpot, this was our problem on the slot pull the time before. If I was playing by myself, I would have moved to another slot machine then. Once you play through that jackpot, you either get it up over your number or cash out that ticket because you ain't getting it the next time. You're going to have to play through all those spins. They ain't giving you another jackpot for a while.
So you're like slot machine strategy guy now.
I mean, I did it several times out in Vegas and I enjoyed it. So whatever. It's mindless. In Vegas, you need some mindless entertainment. It was like Jesse talking about video poker.
Yep.
Well, we've got some great YouTube videos for you to watch.
Oh, do we ever?
No, I'm okay.
There's about a jabillion of them.
So that was a quick trip report. I don't think we need to get into it too much further. We lost, and we got some of it back on that, so I didn't lose as much money as I could have.
I got 3 of a kind at 3-card poker.
No kidding?
Oh, yeah. Actually, you didn't lose. I lost.
It was awesome.
What does 3 of a kind pay out?
I don't remember. 30 to 1.
Oh, $5?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you know how you got like the 3 bets and you get 30 to 1 on one of them and then you get something on the other one. Something on the other one.
So
and the dealer did qualify, so I won them all.
It's a nice $200 there. But
It was neat, and I got all my money back.
Then he was like, well, Pete, you want to walk away?
Well, the hilarious...
And then I was like, no.
I'm even.
Well,
where are you at?
The hilarious part, we're only at the 3-card poker table because Pete's like, well, I got these chips in my hand and I can't go to the cage with them. So what do you want to play? And I'm like, well, there's nobody at the 3-card poker table.
What do you mean you can't go to the cage with them?
Right, exactly.
It was only $70.
Right, he can't possibly get that money back. So we go play 3-card poker, and I hit that, which was awesome. Yay. And
how'd you do it, 3-card poker, Pete?
I lost $70.
No, not quite. Not quite. You lost 60.
Oh, I lost.
And then you didn't have enough to play another hand.
No, I lost 50, and then I took 20 over.
Yeah. To see our same dealer again. Our dealer was at blackjack and 3-card poker and roulette.
Yeah,
she watched Pete lose in all of it.
I didn't end up losing that much at the Paradise, for the record, because of the slot pull.
Right.
Slot pull saved me.
Nice.
So I didn't end up losing.
Well, anytime you want to do a slot pull, let me know. I'm in.
Yeah. It was no big deal. So there was another event we went to. Brian Urlacher, our good buddy, came to Peoria and visited us.
Yeah, stopped by and saw us, yeah.
Yeah, he was at Crusen's on Farmington Road here in Peoria, Illinois. So we went and checked that out just so that we could say hi to our old friend.
Yeah.
He sent out a group text and was asking us to stop by. He said he had some barbecue down there.
Right. What a great event.
I know.
We just got to walk in and get free food and $1.50 beers and talk to Brian Urlacher about the new Mexico Lobos. Doesn't get any better than that.
And it was all courtesy of Circa Sports, Illinois.
Shout out Circa Sports. Yeah, I got a little fest out of it.
Yeah. So they were there, and depending on how much you were willing to deposit as a first-time depositor on Circa, which we all were because we haven't found a reason to use them because they don't give us promos.
Thanks, Circa.
You could deposit money, and if you showed them the balance, you got a corresponding item.
Yep.
So I deposited $150. They gave me a sweatshirt. I turned around, and I withdrew $150 from my Circa.
That's plus EV, folks.
And then I got EV. That is the best sign-up bonus I will ever get from Circa Sports, so I took advantage of it.
So now you got the hat, too.
I got a hat. I got a sweatshirt. The sweatshirt's a little short, so I don't know how much I can actually wear it.
Give it to your kid.
And Juice, how'd you make out at the promo?
Well, I got the, what'd you call it, a vest?
Oh, that was great. Yeah. So you could deposit whatever, and he's looking at him, and he's like, all right, what do you got under the table?
What's the secret special thing?
What's the secret special? Like, what do I got to deposit here to get what's on the table?
And he's like, well, we only made 75 of these jackets. So I guess if you deposited enough, you could get all of them.
Yeah. And he was like, all right, well, I'll just do one.
How about just one?
So now he's got an exclusive, only 750 made.
Well, he said 75.
75.
Who knows?
That's super exclusive.
Super exclusive. Yeah, I wear it on my walks in the morning while it's, just a little brisk. It's comfy.
And I think we should let the audience in that we don't actually personally know Brian Urlacher, but I did try to make Eric Rosenthal think I actually knew personally Brian Urlacher. So
makes sense. He's a Packer fan.
Shout out, Eric. I hope you enjoyed the interview. And if you're still listening, gotcha.
You say that, but whose number is that in the text thread?
It's got to be his.
Right.
So then we actually met Brian Urlacher, and that was enjoyable because I walked up to him in my UNM gear.
He was hype.
He was hype. He took a picture with us, and he was very nice. And then he was like, "Can we sign anything for you?" And I dropped the UNM hat in front of him, and he like looks at it, and he goes, "Oh, dude, this is sick. Is this UNM?" And I'm like, "Yeah, buddy. I'm a grad too." And he was like, "Oh, that's awesome." So then he let me ask him a question about, what he thought about the future of New Mexico football. Not positive, unfortunately. But let's be honest here. That's not any earth-shattering news from anyone. But, Danny Gonzalez, he had very nice things to say about him, the head coach of UNM. And I was excited just to get to spend a minute and talk to a
very cool
legend of the university I graduated from.
Very cool. And the Bears.
And I know everyone wanted to talk about the Bears, but that was the angle.
You had
everyone was talking about the Bears, and I came up to him and said, "Let's talk Lobos football, bud," in Central Illinois, and he was happy to do it.
That was good. And he did say to me, he's like, "Oh, firm handshake, pal." I'm like, "Well, you are huge."
Right.
Trying to show off a little.
Pete, did you mention? You asked him about the donors, right?
I was just like, "What does UNM have to do?" And he's like, "Well, we have no money." And I was like, "Well,
at that point, did you Google his career earnings?
Well, Kurt said this, and I said, "I don't know Kurt, but he's signing autographs on Farmington Road. I don't think he's going to be the savior of UNM football."
Touche.
But it was awesome. I'm not trying to say anything negative here. I don't think we can expect Brian Urlacher to rescue an FBS football program. That's a pretty tall ask of the man.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on him to say that.
Yeah, right. Awesome event, though. Shout out Crusen. Shout out Circa. Shout out Brian Urlacher. Thank you.
Yeah, I love when these opportunities come up.
How fun.
Any chance we get to get out and do those sorts of things.
Yeah, we got the Celtics game out back, and they won. Yeah, it was neat.
So we had Circa launch. But there's one other topic we wanted to get into as well. ESPNBet is here.
Whoop.
I just wanted to look through when I first logged into the app before I did anything, scroll through all the ridiculous ESPN personalities on every single offer of very negative EV bets.
Right.
So you had a Greenberg boost. You had
good for them.
You had every single cast person putting out minus 30, minus 50% EV parlay bets.
How long did Barstool last? 2 years?
That's a great question.
3 years?
Yeah.
Barstool is one of the first ones we got.
Yeah.
They were in other states. I think they were around when we signed up initially in Illinois.
Really?
Like they were
already around.
I want to say Pennsylvania. I don't know why.
I mean, you guys didn't. Am I the only one
because it's Penn Gaming. That's stupid, Peter.
Yeah. All those boosts were the same from before they even switched over.
Right.
Right. So it's just basically Barstool rebranded.
Reskinned. Yep.
Same odds, same promos.
Right. So in essence, it was never Barstool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if they're going to last longer.
Yeah. But the good news is if you had a Barstool account and you weren't promo banned on that app, you received a free $200 in bets over the course of four. You get
bets.
4 $50 bets
Just
from
immediately.
them. All you have to do is place one bet on the site, and as soon as you place a bet, you get 4 $50 wagers. Have you guys used those yet? Have you given any thought to that? What do we think about that?
I cashed a few out, yeah.
You cashed a few out?
Converted them into cash, if you will. Yeah.
So you hedged them on other books?
Yep.
Smart man.
Yeah,
I
it's
disagree.
boring.
No.
I think I'm going NFL futures.
Yeah. Super Bowl stuff.
Super Bowl winner. Yep.
We talked about that upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm sitting around debating what I'm going to do still. Well, so I have two options, right? So right now, a $50 wager. I mean, I'm a man of a small unit size. I'll be honest with you.
Small unit man.
That's a 2-unit wager for me right now.
Right.
I could turn that and just play them. Play 4 bets.
Yeah.
And just play it straight.
Yep.
Pick 4 bets. And instead of risking $25 cash, I get a little extra fun because I've got a little extra juice on it as a 2-unit wager. But it's all risk-free, and it's still hopefully intelligently researched regular plays. I'm not going to do that, though. That's so boring.
It is.
Oh,
Live
let's
bet.
play. Yeah. Let's throw it on some college basketball bangers.
Perfect.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you could throw it all on Alabama to win the national title.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got 4 coaches, right?
I mean,
Right?
well, you got to line shop those.
Does the
There's-
light bulb
Why?
went
It's
off?
free.
Yeah, it's free.
No, I couldn't. I'd feel bad inside.
They're all 10 to 1 at least, right?
All right. Let's do this right now on mic.
Okay.
I've got 4 $50 free bets. I have heard, All right. Pick 4 college basketball champions. Give me a better idea right now, Kurt.
College football champion was my Alabama.
You think I should just keep hitting Alabama?
Or bet Georgia or bet Michigan. Put them both on Georgia and Michigan. That way you got Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and you're getting paid either way.
Yeah, they're going to promo ban you eventually anyway. Just do that.
You think that would get me promo banned?
No, I think everything in our whole repertoire will get us promo banned.
I mean, we sniped Alabama at what? What did we get Alabama?
I got them at 20-1.
You got them at 20-1. Perfect. So
I don't really need any more of them.
But if you put 2 of those $50 free bets on Michigan, 2 of them on Georgia, you are going to have probably two of the teams playing in the national championship. And now you got your free ride, and you can even bet the other side the night of the game. You can do whatever you want.
That sounds reasonable.
You got money coming back. And here's the thing: Barstool has the best odds on Georgia.
Oh,
because they have that little boost. I mean, it's not much, but they're like 15 points higher than everybody else.
So what are we, like 3-1 here? What are we doing?
Yeah, pretty much 3-1.
So I can get 3-1 on Georgia right now.
Yeah, it's like 285, I think.
So I could lock up the SEC by throwing $100 on Georgia.
And you already got Alabama at 20-1, and then you take Michigan with the other 2.
I'm not going to do that. What do you got, RJ?
Cash them out at 68%.
What if I so here's another thing I've been doing. I want to run this by you real quick, fellas. So I've been using the free bet tool on Crazy Ninja Mike.
Okay. Yeah.
And you just go on there and you click whatever your book is. If you don't care, if you just got the free bet, leave it to open to all sports, all things, click update, and it tells you what percentage you're going to be able to convert these bets at long term just by betting them. I don't think I've hit a single one yet. And I've done this almost 10 times now, I would say. And
long odds stuff.
I hit one, but it was the one that wasn't the long odds.
Oh,
it was like a plus 200 or something.
Geez. Yeah, okay.
And a lot of them that are popping up for the free bets are somewhere between plus 350 and plus 500 I've seen. Yeah. So what I'm wondering is has anyone used that, or am I doing something wrong there, or is it just small sample bias because we're talking about longer odds things?
That is probably small sample bias, but it is, you got to hit like you're going to be pissed off if you don't miss on all 4.
No,
you're
I'm not going to be pissed. I made a decision. I'm going to be betting it on the 4 coaches I think can win the NCAA tournament. Stay tuned for that next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Great choice.
We're off next week.
We are off next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So before we head out, we do want to leave a quick programming note. We are not in the office next week. We will be celebrating Turkey Day. We're back in 2 weeks. Everyone have a great rest of your week. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk again soon.
Bye.
Good juju to all your bets.